Interred in nearby cemetery is Zona Heaster Shoe. Her death in 1897 was presumed natural until her spirit appeared to her mother to describe how she was killed by her husband Edward. Autopsy on the exhumed body verified the apparition's account. Edward, found guilty of murder, was sentenced to the state prison, only known case in which testimony from Ghost helped convict a murderer. Would you stop?
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. By the power of Christ. This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants, and I said it right this time. Yep. So let's just see. How's it going? We got a special guest, if you can't tell. This elderly woman sitting next to me is my sister.
Hey
Well,
now.
you're done. It was nice to see you guys.
Oh my God, Matt.
No respect.
No, she's gonna Rodney Carrington me or Rodney Dangerfield me right now. And no respect. No, my sister Crystal's here, who's much younger than I am, of course. And how's it going, Zach? What's up, my man?
I'm okay. I'm okay. My wife has been gone for like the last 4 days, and I've been home alone with the children, and I respect my wife a lot more now.
That's good for you.
He's wearing some old holy underwear right now, probably just sitting in that chair. So I don't blame you.
Bitch, I ran out of underwear 2 days ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Lindy, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Good. We had a couple of weeks off of recording. No one will know that because the episodes will keep coming out. But we did have a couple of weeks off of recording from Thanksgiving to other things going on, and I didn't make it home in time last week because I was still on the road driving back from Texas to be able to record an episode. So my sister's here to do an episode because I told her, it's like, hey, it's my turn. What do you want to do? And she goes, well, what are my options? And I was like, whatever the fuck you want. And she was like, porn. And I was like, no, we can't do that.
I did not say that. No. He is an idiot.
What does any of this have to do with gay porn?
There we go.
I made a promise, and I have a present for you guys.
Ooh, what is it?
Crystal, I'm really, really sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you bring that doll into that screen, I'm getting up out
Do
of
you
the
have
chair.
it? Do you
I'm
fucking
going.
have it?
No.
Lindy.
Is it? No.
That's a doppelganger doll.
Yeah, that's the doppelganger doll. That's not the haunted doll. That's the doppelganger doll.
It's the doppelganger doll.
And
This is the doll.
you were a blonde-headed kid when you got that bought for you.
No. You weren't
I
even
wasn't
born.
even born yet when my grandma bought this doll.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's not the haunted doll.
No.
Does
Okay.
Todd?
She's
well,
a
it might
witch,
be now. It's
burn
out of the. It doesn't have the sea salt wrap around it. Does Todd know that this is out of the box, or is he does and he's okay with it? Is that why he's not here anymore?
The doll put Todd in the box.
I don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore. God.
So, this is the doll.
It's adorable.
Thank you.
Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
So now everybody got to see how good my grandma was at buying dolls before we were born.
That's really creepy.
Really well done.
I mean,
Very creepy
it's
prediction.
So,
Yeah.
boy. You know what? I'm gonna go back to cutting deer with Dad.
Well, anyway,
Crystal.
I kept my promise and I got the doll out. So there you
That's
go.
awesome.
Awesome.
I believed you 100% that you had it, but after seeing it, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, you were right on.
I did forget to get a picture from when I was a baby, though. So
That's all right.
I'll have to do that the next
Why
time.
don't you scoot over here by me?
You need to be in the camera frame. Fucking, they've all seen this mug. I mean, it is the moneymaker.
Oh my.
Notice how we don't make any money.
Right. Thanks, Lindy.
You're
Love
welcome.
You
You're
too.
broke.
Love you too. What fucking asshole friends I have.
That's why you're still on dial.
All right.
All right, okay.
He's still on dial up.
What are we talking about today, guys?
Don't judge me.
Apparently, we're just having a shit talking episode on Matt.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna do. Just bash me all day because I'm not on screen.
Wow.
I'll be over here crying. My feelings are
Get
hurt.
over it, Matt. Come on.
I will. Eventually.
So, Crystal, what are we talking about today?
So I thought that we would do an episode on the Greenbrier Ghost. Takes
The
place in West
Greenbrier
Virginia.
Ghost
Yes.
from West Virginia with a Scottish accent, right? Got it.
Mountain Mama.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road.
Don't think I can't hear West Virginia. Immediately after somebody says this is in West Virginia, I'm like, Mountain Mama. Every time.
Oh, okay.
I think if you don't hear that,
JD,
there's
man.
something wrong with you.
Well, here we go.
Send help.
Let's get on with the story, lady.
Elva Zona Hester. And through this episode, we'll refer to her as Zona.
Zona, that's what she went by because there's her middle name of the mini name she had.
Correct. This takes place in Greenbrier County, Virginia. So she grew
What
up
part of Virginia?
Greenbrier County
And where?
in West Virginia.
Mountain Mama. Okay, that's last time. Okay.
Country road.
I had to do it one more time. All right, okay.
All right. So she is born. She lives on a farm.
Where? Okay, no, okay.
Well,
She grows up on a farm. They're farmers. She is in a very close-knit family. She is extremely close to her mother. And as she gets a little bit older, they let her venture into town. She goes in with her parents into town to visit. And she's probably 14, 15 years old. The thing about that is
Many
back
different things about her age when
Right.
this happens.
She's 14 and she's not married yet.
no, surprisingly not.
She's gonna wait till she's 18 when she's got an inhospitable
She's going to be an old maid by the
womb
time she turns 16. Jesus
at
Christ.
the time.
So she starts going into town and she meets this boy. And I believe it's
Boy is a word, I suppose.
so they start hanging out, going on dates, and they get pretty close. Well,
Like how close? How close? Like
That close.
he put it
And she winds up pregnant.
that close. Got it.
That close.
Just left it in.
And
Not just the tip. I got it.
in both families, the parents there was no, hard feelings, I guess, but they just did not think that they would be able to take care of this baby. So they do not force marriage or anything like that.
Which was kind of unusual for the time. Normally, if you got married, or if you got pregnant at that time, they were like, no, you were married before this happened.
Right?
We've been married for 3 months and I just had a baby. Oh, it's miraculous conception.
It's a nice day for a shotgun wedding.
Oh, we're going to do Billy Idol. We'll do Billy Idol all day long. Okay, go ahead, Crystal. I'm sorry.
That's all right. So Zona has the baby, and it does not say how soon after the baby is born, the baby boy, but he passes away. He's not even named, and he was actually buried on the Heaster family farm since the parents, they weren't married. He wasn't allowed to be born at the church's cemetery.
Isn't it great how inclusive those religions are?
Where's my rim shot? I'm fucking rusty at this.
So Zona, she has a hard time. They said after that, she was never the same. She kind of became reclusive. She's staying at home more, not going into town.
I think she's referred to as a spinster.
By the time she's 16, 18 years old,
You ain't got
maybe.
a baby at that time, then you're a spinster.
Maybe.
Sounds like an old maid. I mean, 16 at that time.
Gross.
Surprised she's not
You don't
dead
even
yet.
have kids? What are you, a lesbian?
don't even think that's a question that would have been asked.
No, enough. She'd have been hung she'd have been hung if she was.
So they said she was never the same after that. She kind of stayed at home for the next year. Well, in October of 1896, Zona goes into town with her brothers, and she meets Erasmus Stribbing Trout Shoe.
Erasmus?
We will call him Trout.
No idea why, but Trout wasn't his name. It was just put in there. That was his nickname. It wasn't even supposed to. He's got all these names, and they were like, yeah, you got 4 to pick from, but we're still going to call you Trout. And
Maybe because no one else could say Erasmus.
Everybody had slurred speech at the time.
Hey, over there, Erasmus. Fuck that. Your name's Trout.
Hey, I got too much moonshine, you fucking idiot. You're Trout. Why? Because you smell like a fish's ass. And I don't know what the reason was. They called him Trout.
You are what you eat, boy.
Oh.
Well, he is a blacksmith, and actually, whenever Zona meets him, he tells them his name is Edward, which we'll go into that.
But he was also a good-looking, well-built man, which goes a long way back in the day.
I think he was excuse me. So at this time, Zona's around 23. Trout is 35. They said that he was very arrogant, a ladies' man. So she starts going into town more frequently, making all these trips, and her attitude changes. Her parents notice that she's becoming her old self. And her mother, Mary Jane Heaster, and her father, Jacob, they decide to take a trip into town to meet this Edward Trout. And they go by
Erasmus.
Yes, Erasmus.
No, Mr. Trout.
I like the word Erasmus because you say ass twice. Eras.
Yeah. Ass squared.
It's a massive ass on that ass.
You knew how this was going to go.
If you've listened to any of my episodes, you knew how this was going to go.
Yeah. Right. So they go into town. They want to see what Edward Trout is all about. And immediately, her mom hates this man. And I feel moms know.
Mamas get it.
Yeah.
Mama bear wakes up and knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This boy smells like fish, and he's got the word ass in his name twice. No, he's got to go.
But I think that Trout took it kind of as a challenge. You know,
Well, yeah,
hey,
he absolutely did. He was an arrogant motherfucker, is what he was. Yeah.
her mom and dad, they don't like me. I'm going to pursue this. So, like I said, they meet in October of 1896. They were married 2 to 3 weeks later on October 20th. So that's
Whoa.
pretty quick.
Well, that's what happens when you don't use a pull-out method because they didn't know about it. They're like, "Oh shit, probably happened." We pray.
He made it rain. He just made it rain. Probably with like horseshoe nails or some shit, but.
So a little bit of past about Trout.
Oh yeah.
And
good dude.
I immediately hate this guy.
What?
So
he's not a hardworking blacksmith. It's just love for his hard work. What he kill numerous people? Or let's get into it.
You forgot this, Matt.
So unknown to Zona is Trout. By the age of 35, he has already been married 2 times before.
How many does he want in total, though?
7. So that is the number that he's looking to achieve. He's told everybody, I plan on being married 7 times.
Wow.
His first wife.
It's a magic number.
That's a lot of poontang right there. That's what I'm saying.
His first wife, Allie, it actually ended in divorce. But whenever they first got married, I mean, he's a ladies' man. Definitely puts on narcissistic vibes. So I think, super suave, everything. They fall in love.
Kind of relate to this guy at this point. What else are we talking about?
My name is not Trout. It is Trout. Rico Troute.
Lindy, you're not helping me.
I'm not supposed to be.
Fair enough.
So Trout and Allie, they get married. They have a little girl. I believe her name is Gertie. Well,
That's a cute name.
he's still a womanizer. He's gone for weeks at a time. He comes back. No explanation why he's gone.
Probably got a band.
He probably does have a band. He's very cruel,
Hey, now.
abusive,
Easy.
and then he's gone for a while. He comes home. No explanation. He basically says, "Get your stuff. Get the baby. Get out." Throws him out.
I mean, what's a dude supposed to do? He's out on the road working, and then he hears his wife's messing around on him.
I don't think she's messing around on him.
I don't either.
So anyhow,
I bet he's a cocksmith and not a blacksmith.
now bingo. That's it.
Yeah,
That's what he
probably
was.
it. He's a coxman.
So he throws her out. Somewhere in there, he gets arrested.
You had this baby, which makes noises. Your pussy's ruined. I have no time for you. That's basically what he said.
Delete that.
Don't delete it. That's probably exactly what he meant. I'm allowed to be an asshole when I'm speaking for an asshole. I don't mean I would have said that.
Oh my.
It's a lot easier to say horrible shit when I don't have to look at myself.
Good old days.
So he tells her to get her stuff, get the baby, get out. He is arrested for stealing a horse, and he is thrown in prison for 2 years. During that time, he keeps working as honing his.
I have a problem with arrested for stealing a horse. If he was arrested, he got lucky. Because you would have been hanged for stealing a horse.
Possibly.
And if somebody let him go, it probably was somebody that he knew that worked there that was like, if you don't get the fuck out of here, they're going to lynch us, and there's no way we're going to be able to stop them. They're going to come in and hang your ass.
Matt, you're forgetting the Gein's rule of horse cock law. Whereas if your dick is as big as a horse's dick, then you don't have to hang if you steal a horse. You can just get prison time.
You didn't see that in the notes?
I didn't. I missed that.
It's right there listed under. It's right there listed under Gein's theory of nipple belt law, where if the number of nipples are not even, then the odd number must be a superfluous nipple.
Gein's nipple belt law 274 lists. Okay, now I got it. Okay, never mind. No,
okay.
You're good with it?
Continue with the story.
All right, we'll go with that. So he's in prison for 2 years. His dad was a blacksmith, and while he was in prison, he's honing his skills. So he gets out of prison, and I honestly think this might be the time that the name changes for him. You know, Erasmus, but he starts giving the name Edward.
Right.
Because he doesn't want to be linked.
Shit, you don't want to be called Trout in prison. Fresh fish, bitch. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that before this started. I'm glad that just flew off my head.
So, wife number 2, her name is Lucy. Again, he comes in, sweeps her off her feet, they get married, and she dies of a mysterious death.
Was this the accident on the roof?
Right, within an 8-month period of time.
He was accidentally. Go ahead. Go. Okay.
So the first winter they're married, they have a very harsh winter. And supposedly, he has some chimney work.
Supposedly, actually. I'm sorry. Zach, you can cut that part out, but it's supposedly.
No, it's staying in. But
Thank you. So he gets up on the roof to make some chimney repairs.
Chimney, I think. No, I'm just fucking with you. Go.
Welcome to my world, girlfriend.
I'm
being a good boy today. I'm really trying.
I'm going to start sending you a bi-weekly care package.
Yes.
Thank you.
So he's up working on this roof, the bricks.
There you go.
And supposedly,
Nailed it.
she brings him up some water, and he's throwing bricks, and it hits her in the head. Blunt force trauma.
By accident, complete accident.
And she dies.
And I don't know if you know this or not, but the song "She's a Brick and I'm Drowning Slowly" is based on this.
I thought it was she's a brick house.
No, that was based off of Gunnis.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we've been doing this for too long, Emma.
Yes. We already did that one.
I don't know if you knew that the Pink Floyd song "Another Brick in the Wall" was based.
That was Elizabeth Bathory.
Okay, well, this shit just happened then. He accidentally tosses a brick off the roof from what?
Shit.
Like if you're like a 5 foot tall person and the roof's like 7 foot, what's that, 2 foot drop? My dad dropped a hammer on my head when I was 2.
Well, that explains a lot.
No, when we was roofing the house, he had his thumb and lost his grip, and the hammer hit my head. I was like 3 foot below him, and it fucking sucked. But I think I'm fine. Am I good?
You're gonna ask me?
Probably okay, right?
Don't ask
Probably
me.
good.
You're good.
I'm good. Okay, so if you're just dropping a brick from that, she's not gonna die. I think the motherfucker whipped that at her, like fucking Major League Picture style. He's like, "What are you bringing me water for? I asked you for a drink and there's no beer," and he whipped it. Had a good arm, apparently. Good aim.
So whatever the reason.
Anyway, she died.
She died. And Zona, poor Zona, she doesn't know anything about these past incidents, past marriages.
No. Okay, so there was a divorce before the first lady, right?
The first wife ended in divorce. The second wife died by brick.
He's going for 7, but he wants 7 wives.
So number 3 in line is poor Zona. And like I said, October 20th of 1896, they get married. Now there's 2 different stories about their wedding, and both of them, I'll go with either one. The first one is the day of the wedding. In the afternoon, they're at the church. Her family shows up, afternoon wedding. Trout, he's not there. He doesn't show up until about midnight. Now, why would you just wait?
Oh, he's probably busy blacksmithing, right?
Could be.
Is that what it was?
So when he shows up...
I think he was busy horsecocking myself.
So whenever he shows up, he has a marriage...
I can't get married when I'm too busy pounding Vaj.
This is true. When he shows up, he has a marriage certificate that is the wrong county that he's getting married in. They're in Greenbrier. So he tells everybody, get up. They walk like 10 miles down the road.
Holy shit.
They walk 10 miles down the road. By the time they get there, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. The preacher starts the wedding ceremony and he asks for objections. Nobody says anything. Even the preacher says, I object. You have us out here in the middle of nowhere on a country road at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm totally against this.
Yeah, even if that was Zach's wedding, he'd been like, I'm sorry, dude, we got to walk 10 miles. And be like, oh, man, I love you, but go fuck yourself because I'm not gonna. I love you, dude, but yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. After that request, we may not ever talk again because that's some dumb shit. Walk 10 miles. I ain't walking 10 miles, and I would walk 5. Okay, all right.
10 miles better than 5. The second version of their wedding is that...
We bring up dumb songs all the time.
That's okay. That's all right. The second version is, her mom and dad are completely and totally against this union. They've cut her out. They've wrote her off. He basically says, let's go get married. She throws clothes into a suitcase. They run off, do a little elopement.
What a slut.
She hand makes her own dress, which was dark
probably
red.
Really short too.
It could have been
low cut.
I don't think so. I don't think so. So dark red. So I'm kind of thinking like Beetlejuice vibes. I'm gonna go with the red dress.
You mean like with Winona Ryder?
That's honey.
Oh wait,
no.
was Rosario Dawson in that? I can't remember.
Nothing's helping me now. My sister said next to me, everything's dead in my body. Everything's gross now.
Oh, lordy. So October 20th, they're married. Let's fast forward a couple months.
I think we should go with the first night they were married because it was probably like rock the Casbah. What was that? That you texted me that one time? You were like, "Oh, I'm trying to think of this song, and I think the lyrics are blah blah blah," and I was like getting so mad, texting you back.
What was it?
I don't know. You said something. It was "Rock the Casbah" by the Clash, but you were trying to send me a text. You was like, "What's the song?" And you were laughing your ass off. You don't even. Was you drunk?
No. Were you?
Yeah, probably.
So they're married 3 months. On January 23rd of 1897, Trout goes into work. Now, I wanted to buy some little red flags because this is when they're starting to wave for me. Well,
this is orange.
if I did not know the backstory.
You get an A for effort there, Matt.
It's orange.
He goes into work and
I'm
he
colorblind.
stops.
It's red.
It's just red as Zach. Let's go. Let's go.
So he stops by the neighbor's house, and I believe her name was Martha. She had a son, Anderson, and he went by Andy. And he asks if Andy can go by the house later on, check on Zona. She hadn't been feeling well. A couple weeks prior, the doctor had to come in because she was having woman problems. She had been in bed, so he just needs somebody to help her around the house, doing some chores.
Back in the day, hey, Doc, can you stop by and give her some laudanum because she's having woman problems and I'm fucking done. This is fucking medicate that bitch because it's getting ridiculous.
Now,
Ask her if she wants to and she says no. So she's just asleep when I get there. It'd probably be better.
Matt, maybe we're not going to talk like that the rest of the episode, okay? Because we're going to die if you do. That was your intervention point right there.
Back in the day, I don't mean me now.
Okay.
now
but
Andy's mother tells Trout, yes, he's working on a couple other farms, but yeah, I'll send him. And Trout is annoyed by this. He goes on to work. Between the time he went to work and noon, he visits Andy's house 4 different times. Want to know if he's been over to check on Zona.
Yeah, on his lunch break, but he didn't bother to go home. But he says yeah.
Right. I mean, if you can walk, I don't know how far out of town that they live.
I bet if you added it up, it would be 500 miles.
It probably would.
And then he'd have to walk 500 more.
In West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
So, she assures Trout that as soon as Andy gets back, she'll send him over to check on Zona. So around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Andy goes over to the house. As soon as he gets there, he noticed that something's off. Knocks on the door. Nobody comes. He opens the door. There she is. He basically trips on her, laying at the bottom of the stairs, face up.
She had a spill.
She didn't have a...
She had a spill.
She needed one of those life alert bands
does
so
it.
she could say, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up."
That's right. Where was that?
That's what we're after.
So Andy takes off, goes into town. He is going to go let his mom know, try to find a doctor. By the time the doctor shows up to the shoe home, Trout already has Zona upstairs, dressed for burial.
No, this is my
A high neck,
least favorite part.
Colored dress. And the doctor shows up to
There's
do...
a big bow around it, too.
I don't know about the bow. So the doctor gets there. Trout is very protective. He doesn't really let her examine, or he don't let the doctor...
Very is light.
Right.
Like
yeah.
super protective of her head. Doc, examine my bitch, but don't come near her head or neck. Okay? Everything else is fine. Free game. Don't come near her head or neck because I love her so much and I need to be near this.
Did she have like a
high collar and a big bow
collar.
around her?
Big bow, right?
Yeah.
So the doctor is unable to really, find out what was the problem. Now, this is the same doctor that was there a few weeks before, so it is...
Was he feel good?
He could have been Dr. Feelgood.
Don't you fucking bring up my other career. Don't you do it.
Don't mess with that. So
Don't you fuck up the crew on this one, man.
All right.
So he basically says that she has passed away from everlasting faint,
What
which
the
was
fuck
later.
is that?
That's just, you get so, you got so overwhelmed at home that I got to cook this and I got to do this and I'm trying to do laundry and you just
Life was
fuck,
hard.
faint, and it's everlasting, like the gobstopper. For some fucking
Willy
reason, I don't
Wonka.
know.
We need a Wonka, quick.
You know why you know why they put bells on people in their graves? Everlasting faint, because maybe it's not everlasting, and you ring the bell. Like, who the fuck's gonna fucking hear it? Nobody's gonna come get it.
Do you know that that's how they got the phrase graveyard shift?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew that.
it's crazy.
Which, everlasting faint, and then later it was changed to childbirth because there was so much blood.
Even though
No, okay. I thought I heard it was like women's problems or
Right.
Yeah.
There were so many different variations
which is
of the
accurate
story.
because a man killed her, so that's a woman problem. So
well, you're kind of jumping ahead. You don't know what happened here.
actually,
You probably do. But I mean, women's problems is the thing. I mean, gross. It was blamed on pregnancy, right? The ending death was blamed on pregnancy, childbirth, even though she wasn't pregnant.
Correct.
God, this guy's a real stand-up dude. I think.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Well,
So-
no, what woman?
I don't like men either.
I wasn't even a fan before all this happened.
hey, Crystal, fuck
yes.
blacksmiths. That's all I'm saying. Just fuck them all.
I've got a buddy in England that's a blacksmith, a very good dude. He's got a wife and a few kids, and so not all of them. Okay, just not all of them. Potential spam. Go fuck yourself. You call me during an episode. God damn it.
It's probably a car warranty.
This got nothing to do with my car. Okay.
Keep going. Come on.
So
Don't tell me how to live anymore. I'm a grown man.
she is buried on January 24th. Now, her mother Mary, this is not setting right. She's
Mary on the cross. Sorry, I had Ghost in my head. I'll be back out of the frame in a second.
she's not feeling, she's not feeling right about this. She starts praying about it. She prays, give me a sign. I know Trout has something to do with this. And she has a ghost of Zona show up to her 4 nights in a row.
Okay, is this in a dream or is this like
Now, she said it wasn't a
in
dream.
a waking? This is in waking state, not
Yeah,
she's awake.
she said she knew everything was going on around her. She
Right.
knew.
And in the community, Mary is a God-fearing woman, very religious, respected, somebody that does not tell stories.
Like, I don't know if you knew this, but that Mary on the Cross by Ghost was wrote about this. No,
Lots of
no, it's
songs
not
have
true.
came
I
from
can't-
this
I
story.
can't-
All right,
yeah.
this is the 6th song drop.
Yeah,
I think.
we've gone too far. We've gone too far. And Zach's pointed it out, and I'll stop now.
So Mary, she goes to the local prosecutor, John Preston. She's visited. She explains to him.
Well, that's a respectable name. After you've been with a guy with the name Trout, that seems like a respectable fellow right there.
You mean a
And
rat
she-
smith? A
Rasmus.
math ass.
I won't say it. No, I'm sorry.
And she tells him about the visits from Zona. And so John Preston goes and visits with Dr. Knapp. He was the one that came to the house that day.
Dr. Knapp?
Knapp.
That's not a guy I want to go see. Like,
Is
what's
that
he
like
gonna
Dr.
do?
Sleep's cousin? Or
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right there. Yeah, it's like Dr. Knapp, what's he do? You won't feel anything anymore.
And Dr. Knapp tells John Preston, I was unable to do a complete examination of the body.
And why is that? Because he wouldn't leave her fucking head alone.
Right.
Like even in the casket, it was like he had her neck all wrapped like the open when you walk through. He wouldn't leave her head, like wouldn't let anybody touch her. He had like pillows propped up there
I believe it was one pillow and a sheet.
and a sheet underneath, so her head wouldn't move as people walked through. But he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't let anybody touch her until her mom pulled the pillow away.
Right. They at her at the viewing, he was always up there by her, by her head, wouldn't let anybody get close. And then after the services, they took the pillow and the sheet.
Her mom did.
Her mom took the sheet. He was going to throw them away, and her mom took the sheet, took it home, and washed it, and the water was bloody.
Well, actually, her head dropped a little bit when she pulled it away, but because it was still propped up pretty good, but it dropped a little bit, and she thought that was weird, but she still took the stuff home to wash it to have it.
And then she has the visits, the 4 visits.
Yeah.
So Dr. Knapp explains, I was unable to do a complete examination, and that became sufficient justification to exhume the body.
Okay.
So on February 22nd...
Trout wasn't happy about this, by the way.
No.
Wasn't a fan.
Smells a bit fishy, if you ask me.
Oh God, that was real short fishing right there. You eat shit, motherfucker.
So
I'd rather
February
eat
22nd.
fish.
So on February 22nd, she was exhumed and examined.
I bet she smelled a bit like fish.
She might have.
We're gonna keep going.
She might have. In the report that was published on March 9th, 1897, it stated that her neck was broken, windpipe smashed, finger marks.
Crushed.
This sounds like a Slayer song. Windpipe broken.
Yeah, it was. They almost made it seem like not only was it smashed to kill her, but maybe a foot was stomped on her neck to crush it and smash it completely. It was like,
sounds pretty brutal.
Okay, you stop talking, but fuck, I gotta make sure you never come back up. So I'm just gonna foot stomp you. Apparently,
Her neck was.
Trout was angry.
He was an angry man. Her neck was dislocated, the first and second vertebrae, and ligaments were torn. So after...
So now it's getting more Cannibal Corpse sounding.
Yeah.
One of those kind of things. Me and Zach will stop now so you can continue telling your story.
Trout is arrested and charged with her murder. Now...
But he also says, when they dig up the corpse, he's like, you can't possibly prove that I did that after she's been in the grave. It's like, well, we don't really have to. You basically just said it. Fucking idiot. I'm not a big fan of trout. Okay, now if you catch trout and cook them, they're good. They're pretty good. They're not as good as crappie or bluegill, but it's not bad.
I'm a catfish
Are we
guy.
going to keep going with the story?
Have you met Matt?
Yeah, I have.
Somebody mute his mic.
Hey, Mike, you fucking asshole. Sweet shit, Lindy. No, she knows I love her. It's fun.
Dear Lord and baby Jesus, please let us get through this episode.
So Trout is held in Lewis. I need my personal
fine.
space.
Jesus. You're in my house. You'll have whatever space I give you. I'm gonna trout your ass and hit you with a brick off the roof.
Well, there's our promo clip right there.
Trout is held in Lewisburg jail awaiting his trial. And on June 22nd, 1897, the trial begins. So yeah, while he's in there, he's all bragging about how he wants, 7 wives.
Yeah.
They don't have enough evidence against him to hold him. He's going to get out. He's going on planning his life. Now, Mary Jane, the mother of Zona, obviously she's the star witness. She testifies. The prosecution wants to kind of keep the ghost visits out of her testimony, but whenever Trout's attorney, whenever he takes over, he's definitely bringing it up.
Yeah, he's trying to make her seem like she's crazy.
Like she's crazy.
Yeah.
But the community, they believe her. They think that she's...
Because they know both these people, and they know that motherfucker, and they know he's an asshole, and they know this woman's not a liar. She doesn't make up shit like this. Why would she? And if she's got to live with it, well,
So
fucking at
Trout's
least.
screaming, they're out to get me. I'm fucking
Right.
innocent.
Yeah, but
They
at
won't break
least,
me.
if
She's
she's
fucking
saying
crazy.
it, at least do it to find out. At least give her the benefit of, because it's her daughter. I mean, give her
Right.
the benefit of finding out.
Yeah.
So, like I said, she's the star witness. The defense attorney brings up about the visits, the ghost visits. The trial lasts 8 days. The jury only deliberates for an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, that was the paperwork. That wasn't deliberating. That was just signing on the paper. It took an hour, probably.
Maybe.
But I guess they were like, "Yeah, fuck this guy."
And he
How do
is
you
found
spell
guilty.
Rasmus?
How do you ass twice and fucking? That's how we spell it.
He is found guilty on July 11th and sentenced to life in prison. After he is found guilty, the locals, they're all putting together a
Round it up.
lynch,
Let's round it up.
a lynch
Kill this
mob,
motherfucker.
which
That's
the
back in the day justice, dude.
sheriff stopped, and actually 4 men were charged in putting together that mob.
Mm-hmm.
Trout died in West Virginia State Penitentiary.
Mountain
Okay,
Mama.
no, I didn't do it. I stopped myself. I stopped
I was
myself.
waiting.
Zach, Zach covered it for me.
On March 13th, 1900. And this is the first and only trial in the United States that ever allowed ghost evidence or
Ghost testimony.
yes,
Well,
ghost testimony to be allowed. I mean, Salem witch trials,
So, but those weren't.
but that's kind of
that was-
different.
Yeah, no, that was a lot fucking different. But
Right.
yeah, this was the first legal one because those weren't legal back then. It wasn't. It never became allowed after that because it was like
That was
no.
an actual witch hunt. This was
Yeah,
a
this
murder
was
trial.
actually a dickhead piece of shit should have got put to death. I don't know why he didn't. He stole a horse. He should have been hung after that, and then nothing would have.
Oh, but Matt, he was hung before that. That's what I hear.
And that is the story of the Greenbrier Ghost.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you very much, Crystal, for putting up with my bullshit.
Matt? Oh, you don't owe me an apology.
What I do? I thought I was a very hospitable host.
I walked in the door and he was having a fit.
All right, quit pushing your sister out of bed. Holy shit. Well, Crystal,
But
it was
thanks,
finally
guys. That was
it was good to
fun.
This
finally
ain't
do
what
an
the people
episode
want.
with you now that you're pushed out.
I do not know how you guys put up with him. Care packages.
All right, Lindy, you got to stop laughing. We can't afford to pay you any more laughs.
Okay.
Can anybody believe she's 12 years older than me?
No.
12 years older than you?
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, if you're like 20.
Okay, you nailed it.
He lives in a
I
world
don't know
of
if you
delusion.
know this or not, but when Matt's trying to look like all lured and stuff, he'll pucker his lips up like
Do I do?
he gives the kissy face. Like,
He does. He does a mean duck face. It's pretty awesome.
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
start
forgot.
paying attention.
That's got to be the pinky on the
Who
chin.
wants
Gotta be
it?
the
This
pinky.
is my who wants it phase.
All right.
It's so fucking
I don't think that's
stupid.
gonna work for
Let's
anybody.
stop talking about things.
Oh, okay.
Fucking hell. I'm just trying to make people laugh.
Just stop talking.
Okay, fair enough. I
Mission
don't really need
accomplished.
to talk anymore when I do this deal.
Well, since Matt's not going to talk anymore, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us this week. We've been trying to do some more lighthearted stuff, and this is light compared to what we've been doing. So, thanks
Very
for
true.
continuing to like, rate, and review the podcast. Crystal, thank you very much for being here.
Thank
And
you. It's good to see you guys.
You as well.
Too.
I think that's all we got. I'm Zach,
Spark.
Lindy.
and
Crystal.
we will see you next Tuesday.
Later.
Until then, later.
Bye.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
I was with you.
coming to get you. God of Christ.
This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
What's my line, Zach? What's my line?